Hey everybody, I'm going to give it a few seconds for everybody to get in here. Anybody's coming? I forgot to check and see if anybody else was streaming right now. Probably would have been a good idea. But yeah, there's been a lot of news in West Virginia. Let's see. First of all, let's start with, okay, the last article I'm going to do is one that has my husband, James from Montauk, and he made the local news, but I'm going to save that one for last. Let's see, which one am I going to go with first? Okay, so let's start with, let's see. Give me just a sec, make sure we got everything up and running. Let's see. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump in it. The first news story I wanted to cover was Lewis County, West Virginia, moves to address voting issues at 2 precincts. Now, it says that I found this on wvnews.com. It's the Lewis County Commission has had a pair of issues pop up this week with regard to Tuesday's primary election. The first of those issues was a ballot box that had been left unlocked at Precinct 24, which is located at the Jacksonville Volunteer Fire Department. The commission held an emergency meeting Thursday in which they decided to hold a conference call for candidates to inform them of the issue and how the process will work moving forward. Lewis County's local elections were hotly contested with several close races included in the official results. Those results will take the next step in becoming official on Monday when canvassing begins. So officials with the county clerk's office and the county commission said they have no reason to believe there was any wrongdoing, but they have no way of knowing that. Why weren't they taken there? What happened? Was anything taken out? Was anything added in? I mean, they have no way of knowing. And to say they don't believe there was any, I mean, okay, well, you can believe anything you want, but we don't know what happened to these votes. Let's see, the other one was, in preparing for the canvass, we were going through the signature. Now, this is the second one. In preparing for the canvass, we were going through the signature books and looking at the number of ballots that had run through the machine. Rowan explained to the commission on Friday afternoon at a second emergency meeting. We noticed that there was one precinct that had a larger number of ballots counted than others. We checked those numbers against the signature book and discovered that the number of signatures did not match with the number of ballots. There are approximately 80 more ballots counted than there were signatures. Now, what does that mean? That means that somebody added votes to it. Because I know whenever you go in there, you have to sign the book, you have to do all that. Okay, they didn't just forget 80 people. They didn't just forget, oh, they slipped through the cracks. Okay, these were 80 votes that were added to it. And we have a long history of tampering with votes, of buying votes, and all kinds of voting shenanigans. So, yeah, 80 extra votes. Now, where do you think those came from? That this is definitely something that needs to be followed up with. And the title of the article is so just like bland and boring. Oh, there's just a little voting issue. No, there is evidence now that the voting hasn't been done right, and that's just one precinct. I mean, hard to tell how many others just didn't get caught. So let's see if anybody showed back up yet. All right. Audio good. Hey, Austin. Red Mule. Hey, I don't think I've seen you here before, but welcome. So that's that one. And I'm going to see if I can get some updates on it, which those should be coming in the next few days. Now, what I really liked about this news article was the excuse for it. Let's see. We want to reiterate that we cannot touch the ballots after election night, blah, 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 blah. We also, let me find the excuse in here. It was really great. Let's see. Basically, he blamed it on face masks. The excuse was, I don't know, there's a lot of confusion. People wearing face masks. I don't know. That doesn't excuse why there are votes just left unlocked in a firehouse and why these votes don't match up. Okay, so it doesn't add up. The numbers were off anyway. That's why they looked into it in the first place. But face masks. Okay, we'll go with that for now. So I'm going to keep on this and see if we can find any more updates on it. Let's see. Next one, we've got this one's some positive news. I've got a lot of positive news in this one, which is not my usual typical live stream. Joey said it's true. Hey, Bluebell. Okay, so this, wow. Okay, so this is actual good news. West Virginia has elected our first transgender official. That was on Tuesday, which is amazing, amazing. I mean, that just shows you how far we've come in acceptance and you know, just not being judgmental weirdos. I mean, that's just great. I mean, I never thought I'd see it in my lifetime here. I never did, but this is amazing. So let's see. She was Rosemary Ketchum won her bid for the Wheeling City Council on Tuesday and will represent the city's 3rd ward. When she assumes her role on July 1st, Ketchum will be one of just 4 out LGBTQ officials in the state to hold public office. So she said, I'm incredibly excited and grateful. I know this was a close race, Ketchum told the Wheeling News Register, noting that while she didn't campaign on her identity, the win matters a lot. And it does. I mean, I know a lot of people look at this and say, you know, oh, well, it's a city council position. Yeah. But you know what? That means a lot to the LGBTQ community. I mean, it really does. It means a lot to, you know, other people too, to see that, you know, we don't care. You know, we just, you know, she campaigned and not on identity politics, which is, you know, that's how you end up with Obama. You know, she actually campaigned and not on identity politics. So that's what was great about that. And it's great to have that kind of like role model in there for, you know, the trans community, knowing that, you know, there are people out there that aren't backwards and, you know, hateful. So, well, I can't say long ago I get the pot pie. Ooh, pot pie, that sounds good. Yeah. Okay. So there's one of the wins on Tuesday. So here's another win. Paula Jean actually won the primary, but here's the problem. I know. I can't even finish the sentence. You know, excited. I gotta throw that negative in there. But her biggest problem is not going to be Republicans. It's not going to be voters. It's going to be the corporate Democrats are going to do everything that they can to mess this up for her. They will. I love her to death. I really do. On local issues, I think she's going to be wonderful. I don't know how she's going to deal with AOC. Is she going to stand up to Pelosi? That's the real test. Of course, I know that she cares about the people here. I know that she will fight tooth and nail for the people here. But it's weird, like when those people are in your circle, then it's like you have to, oh, well, I got to get along with them. And they don't even realize that getting along with them and voting along with the bill that they propose might mean throwing a lot of people under the bus. So they don't think about that because that's That's not something that they actually have to deal with. So hopefully Paula Jean will actually stand up to the Pelosi's and AOC's in the party. I hope so. But either way, it's a really good win for us, and I needed a win. I don't know about y'all, but I've been so exasperated. I feel like we just can't catch a break anywhere. And no, she has not won yet, but winning the primary is a big step, and congratulations to her. And I hope that she does everything that she says that she's going to do. So that's all I pretty much have to say on that one. I just found out this is how I'm still trying to get back in the loop on this stuff from where I was working like 70 hours a week, 80 hours a week. Yeah, I did not know that Ojeda was running against her, which is so weird because he came out and said some stuff about her. But I went back when he was running for president, he mentioned her several times. I heard a couple of times that he mentioned her, and he mentioned her in a positive light. He talked about how he liked her, and now all of a sudden he didn't like her, and he just came out of the blue with this, right? Like first of all, he dropped his seat to go and run for president. Okay, well, he's all over the place. I don't like how fickle he is. He's, I'm running as president. And then all of a sudden he's not running as president. Then I'm going to run for this. Now I'm not going to run for this. I mean, he's just too all over the place. I mean, he said a lot of things that I like, but so is Bernie Sanders. And you know how that panned out. So, the fact that he says that he's this progressive and he runs against her. Well, I don't know, man. I don't know. Seems like an opportunist to me that knows how to speak the language. Let's see. Yeah, we did all need a win. I'm tired of these moral victories. I don't want a moral victory. That's not doing anything for me or anybody else. We need an actual win with actual policies, being passed. Let's see what else we got. Oh, let's go to the other news articles. Okay, so we covered that one. Let's see, covered that one. Oh, and just as a side note, absolutely scumbag, terrible human being, Senate President Mitch Carmichael has officially lost his seat. Y'all don't know who he is. He's just your typical run-of-the-mill, sleazy car salesman type senator that we have. Pro-gun, pro-life, pro-Trump, just absolute idiot. Yeah, but he lost his seat, and he's been on my top 5 nemesis for a while. So to see him gone is a huge win. And he was replaced by a woman, I forget her name, Amy something, but I'm sure she's equally heinous because that's just what they are. So I'm sure she's despicable in her own way, but it is good to see Mitch Carmichael go. So that one's done. Okay. So Governor removes State Fire Commissioner Martin Hess due to violent Facebook posts. And he has a shirt on. I wish I could show it to you once I figure out how to do Zoom and how to stream and all that. I just haven't had the patience for it yet. But, typical middle-aged, white idiot wearing a T-shirt that says "All Lives Splatter" with a car running over protesters. So Governor Jim Justice removes Martin Hess from the West Virginia State Fire Commission over a personal Facebook post of Hess wearing a shirt that says "All Lives Splatter." Hess was in a position with the State Fire Commission slated to end in June of 2023. The letter of removal said in part, "My office has received information referencing various social media posts you have made, which are inappropriate. I will not tolerate behavior like this from anyone representing the state of West Virginia." In a post that has already deleted, he's shown wearing that T-shirt and with the words "All Lives Splatter," "Nobody cares about your protest, keep your ass out of the road." This comes after a man in Minnesota was charged with assault for allegedly driving his semi-truck into a group of protesters marching on a closed Minnesota freeway on Sunday. So, you get to have some wins, you take some losses. Those are the people, unfortunately, that, and it seems like this happens frequently, like every, couple of months. We have an official that thinks that they can post on Facebook about, which this one literally happened. Michelle Obama is an ape in heels. I mean, I don't like the Obamas, but attack them on policy, dude. That's just stupid. I mean, but no, they can't attack them on policy because they're, idiots. Oh, hold on, drop my mouse. Okay. I think that leads us down to our last news story. This is a quick live stream, so it's not going to be too long. But here's the story with James from Montauk in it. And let's see, West Virginia senators' emails show how some lawmakers responded to various concerns over COVID-19. I'll put the link in the description as well as the other links for the articles. So what happened was, this is amazing. As the coronavirus, this is the article, as the coronavirus pandemic made its way to West Virginia beginning in mid-March and the number of confirmed cases began to grow, some Republican state senators downplayed the threat of the virus and said the response was blown way out of proportion. West Virginia Public Broadcasting submitted a public records request under the state's Freedom of Information Act for emails to and from state senators and staff related to the coronavirus pandemic. Has returned more than 400 pages of emails between senators and constituents. And if you go to the link for this article, you can download all those emails and read through them. I've already downloaded them. I haven't started reading through them yet, but I'm going to, because there might be some other side stuff in there that I can catch, Let's see. Most exchanges in the email show state senators attempting to help businesses and individuals navigate applications for unemployment claims, loans, and other aid. Dozens of other emails focused on the impacts of school closings, the closure of businesses, and statewide layoffs, statewide stay-at-home order. The email shows how some state senators responded in the earliest days of the pandemic. This week, some of those lawmakers stood by their comments, while at least one shied away from their earlier position. So some GOP senators thought early response was totally uncalled for. As of, let's see, so they list some statistics about coronavirus and all this. Let's see, I am passionately writing to say the response and reaction to this sickness is totally uncalled for. We are completely overblowing the danger of this virus, one constituent wrote to senators on March 16th. There's absolutely no reason for being afraid of contracting it. It doesn't, that's what it says, contracting, not, contracting, okay. It doesn't matter if we get sick, we will get better. This is no reason to shut down the world. Stop the stupidity or we will destroy our economy. That email elicited a response from our West Virginia senators, 3 Republicans and 1 Democrat, according to emails obtained in West Virginia Public Broadcasting. This email, Senate Education Chair Patricia Rucker replied to the message with, I agree with you. Donna Boley, Republican, also responded succinctly to the email agreeing with him. I think you are right. I give it a couple of weeks to level out. Thank you for your thoughts. Let's see. Skip down a little bit because it's just general responses like this. Let's skip down a little bit more. Okay, other lawmakers in West Virginia Senate fielded a wide array of concerns from residents, touching on worries over vaccination. Hold on. This isn't the most professional. Okay. Let's start this again. Other lawmakers in the West Virginia Senate fielded a wide array of concerns from residents, touching on worries over vaccinations being mandated, the safety of getting fast food, and other topics. We need your help in West Virginia to ensure that that such governmental interference in our health does not occur, and to roll back the present compulsory vaccination laws, another constituent wrote to Senator Roland Roberts on March 21st. That person also passed along a note she identified as being from a friend in Denmark who said they were unable to undergo surgery until a vaccine for COVID-19 had been developed. I'm not surprised, so sad, Roberts wrote back. Roberts also addressed concerns that fast food restaurants were allowed to remain open. A constituent emailed Roberts, noting that hundreds of people would pass through a drive-through on any given day, and the exchanging of money increased chances of transmitting the virus. Now, as I'm reading this article, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, right? I'm reading through I'm just trying to get caught up in West Virginia news. I'm going through all these just, little websites and stuff down this rabbit hole. And I'm starting to read this email, and I'm like, man, this sounds familiar. This sounds really familiar. And then I kept reading it. So please take these facts seriously and be ahead of the ball. Please take these facts seriously and be ahead of the ball curve, as we are all counting on all of you to make the most vital decisions that truly affect all of us in this time of crisis, that person wrote. I was like, oh, I know that email. Roberts responded to Young's concerns by urging residents to take precautions when they go through a drive-through at a fast food restaurant. Your concerns are appropriate. I have hand sanitizer in my cup holder and clean my hands and credit card after every drive-through purchase. When I touch the outside of the bag to throw it away, I sanitize again since the drive-through person handed it to me, Roberts wrote back. Personal responsibility is the key to everyone practicing safeguards. By the way, I eat at a drive-through every day. And when I read that, I said, I know for a fact this is Jimmy's email. Because I know, because when he told me that guy wrote him back and said that that he eats fast food every day, I was like, dude, is he trying to brag about that? Like, don't do that. You shouldn't. No, it's wrong. You shouldn't be eating fast food every day, man. Like, calm down. But yeah, I was like, oh, this is crazy. It's crazy that that they requested these emails and all this came out. He ends up in this news article. But yeah, so there it was basically that was the gist of the comments that was made. I want to go through the emails just because there might be other things that were mentioned in those emails that, I don't know, we might find informative. So I'm going to try to go through those and see if we can find anything in there. Probably not, but it's worth a shot. Yeah, that first email wasn't his. Just that part about the fast food and stuff. Yeah, that other email that was in the article wasn't his. Just this one. Just the fast food stuff. But yeah, that was a quick little live stream. We kept it under 30 minutes. But as far as like the voting stuff goes, I know I've covered a lot of things about Paula Jean getting elected. The discrepancy in the votes. It just kind of goes to show how much we need, campaign finance reform. We need, electoral reform. And what we're doing is, me and Jimmy, we are working on this thing called Vote Herd. You can go to voteherd.org, and our sole focus is just getting the money out of politics, reforming the electoral process, and media for that matter. And we're trying to make sure that media is held accountable as well with truth, accuracy, and it in media, in news, and to have our journalists and whistleblowers protected, like Julian Assange and Edward Snowden. Susie Dawson, people like that. So if we can get these three things, you know, we actually stand a chance. We actually might have a democracy for the first time. But yes, and it's all it has nothing to do with, there's no party affiliation whatsoever. We do not believe in party politics anymore. So that's why we started this Vote Heard, is because we're trying to do something outside of the party politics. So anyway, check that out, voteheard.org. I appreciate everybody stopping in and watching. And James is going to be on later over at Montauk. I'll probably, you know, be there with him too. So if you want to watch any more live streams, just head on over there. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.